Have you ever been told you're an alpha male? Or maybe someone proudly claimed they're a sigma. These labels, alpha, beta, sigma, are everywhere now. But how much truth do they actually hold? Today, we're going deep into the psychology of personality and debunking the myths that modern social media refuses to let go of. The terms alpha and beta originally came from wolves. In 1947, animal behaviorist Rudolf Schenkel observed wolf packs in captivity. He noticed one wolf seemed dominant and labeled it the alpha. The idea stuck. But here's the twist. Even the scientist who coined the term later admitted he was wrong. In the wild, wolves don't operate with strict hierarchies. They live in family units. So the whole alpha wolf thing, it was based on flawed research and unnatural conditions, but humans aren't wolves. And yet, decades later, the concept was applied to people, especially men. By the early 2000s, pop culture had twisted these ideas into rigid personality types: alpha, dominant, confident, leader; beta, submissive, follower; sigma, lone wolf, mysterious outsider. Social media took it even further. YouTubers, influencers, and dating coaches built entire identities around it. But is any of this real psychology? When it comes to human personality, psychology doesn't use terms like alpha or sigma. Instead, scientists use models backed by decades of research, like the Big Five personality traits: openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness. Neuroticism. This model explains real, measurable personality differences far better than internet labels. Take alpha behavior, for example. What does that really mean? Someone who is confident, assertive, and outgoing may simply score high in extroversion and conscientiousness. A sigma might just be a person who is introverted, independent, and scores low in agreeableness. In other words, personality is a spectrum, not a hierarchy. No one is permanently dominant or submissive. Humans change depending on context: home, work, friends, relationships. There's no universal leader type that always wins. Also, labeling people reduces them to stereotypes. It doesn't help them grow. And worst of all, it creates division. So if these terms aren't scientific, why are they so popular? In the world of TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, simple, dramatic ideas go viral. Telling someone they're an alpha gives them a false sense of superiority. Calling someone a beta is often just a way to insult people who are kind or emotional. Sigma, on the other hand, became the cool rebel label, especially among men who felt rejected or unseen. These labels give people a shortcut to identity, and they're often pushed by creators who make money selling alpha male advice. But here's the truth. Real confidence doesn't need a label. Real strength is flexible. And real growth comes from understanding yourself, not fitting into someone else's box. Psychology encourages self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and adaptation, not rigid titles. You are not just one label. You're a complex, evolving human being. The alpha-sigma conversation might sound cool online, but the truth is far deeper and far more human. Don't chase a label. Understand your personality, own your growth, be real. If this helped you think differently, share it with someone stuck in the alpha trap. And remember, confidence is quiet. Insecurity wears a mask. Let's talk about the real damage these labels can cause. When someone says, "I'm a sigma," they might be unknowingly boxing themselves into a role, avoiding emotional vulnerability, rejecting help from others, glorifying loneliness as strength. And when someone believes they're a beta, they might fall into the trap of low self-esteem, fear of leadership, suppressed voice in relationships or career. These are self-fulfilling prophecies. If you keep telling yourself you're one thing, your actions will start to align with that belief, even if it's holding you back. Narrator, here's the problem. These categories are designed to be hierarchical, not helpful. They create comparison instead of compassion, and judgment instead of growth. Think about it. What if the shy, quiet person who calls themselves a beta is actually a deep thinker, a brilliant leader in progress, someone who just hasn't been in the right environment yet? And what if the alpha who seems confident is actually deeply insecure? Psychology tells us that context, upbringing, trauma, and even hormonal health shape behavior far more than labels ever could. People evolve, and growth happens outside these boxes, not inside them. So, what does strength really look like in today's world? Here's a more grounded definition. Strength is the ability to adapt, stay emotionally grounded, and lead without ego. It's not about dominating others. It's about mastering yourself. True leaders listen more than they speak. They own their emotions instead of burying them. They support others without needing control. This doesn't make you an alpha. It makes you emotionally mature. Instead of chasing internet archetypes, focus on traits that actually build better lives. Emotional intelligence, self-awareness, communication skills, resilience, compassion. You don't need to be the loudest in the room to be respected. You don't need to isolate yourself to prove independence. You don't need to play a part. You just need to be real. So next time someone tries to define you as alpha, beta, sigma, or anything else, just smile and ask, why limit myself to just one box when I can be a complete human being? The truth is, identity isn't a role you play, it's something you understand over time. If you found value in this breakdown, give this video a like, share it with a friend who needs to hear this, and don't forget to subscribe for more content that respects your mind. Because here, we don't chase trends, we chase truth.